once again, welcome to another audio segment version of the original mail edition. The Jake Hollow Guide on How to Persuade Women. Chapter 6. Scope. She must understand your message before she can agree with you. Gino E.O. Vanoni. When you are out there attempting to pick up women, you must first observe the place to see how the women are and read their body language. You must also observe the men, to see what mistakes they are making. This will help you along when you make your move. Not all charismatic people use their mouths to attract women. Your body, your energy wave, or the way you speak every time you move is different. Learning about body language is very important in all aspects of life. For men like us, however, I believe there are 3 practical pieces of body business. You may want to study how to 1. Appear mysterious. 2. Have the touch. 3. Make proper eye contact. As that mystery man, you must project the attitude that you have a great many fascinating things to say and that you would rather listen to her and keep her guessing about you. You should like to portray that who segreto look so it will lead to the intriguing area. Your posture, in all cases, should be erect yet nonchalant, and your facial expressions should be attentive, pleasant, and above all, confident, not cocky. Before you even make your move, keep your arms and legs relaxed, and do not hurry. Once you have gotten her to notice and be intrigued with you, you will let her do all the talking, as you do not want to push your own thoughts. You will listen to her contentedly, hearing every word of her conversation, and not let your mind wander to other thoughts. You will stay focused on her mind, not her body. Do you follow? You will answer her thoughtfully when she asks you questions, but with never more than a few words. Use a smile whenever you can. Whether you are quietly approaching her or just standing by yourself, remember you are not at a loss for words, you have just put them away for now by choice. Your body stance, your eyes, mouth, and eyebrows all say, I really don't care what people say about me, I am confident in who I am and what I am about. There is something very powerful about a man who does not talk when someone else is working so hard at a conversation. If you can remain like this, the mystery man she is so interested in working to understand, you will be even more alluring. She will wonder why you are not talking about yourself. In addition, you may find yourself becoming silently the center of attention. Second is touching. You should never underestimate the power of human touch. A small amount of the right kind of touching, while you are talking to her, can add a comforting sense of warm intimacy to your conversation. The wrong kind of touching, however, or too much touching, can be one of the most serious mistakes you make. Use soft touching when you are involved in a deep conversation. Watch her face and body language carefully, to see if she is truly engaged in the conversation. When you are speaking, lean forward slightly, grasp or touch her forearm or upper arm briefly, and then let go. It should not be a squeeze, but just a brush. Touching women casually and unobtrusively establishes a precedent that will help you touch her more intimately later. It gets her used to accepting your touch, and even shows her that it can feel good. These touches are quick, gentle, and over before she has a chance to become uncomfortable. Touch her arm for a moment when talking to emphasize a particular point. Touch her back while directing her to your table. Always look into her eyes. This leads to the third point. Watch the eyes in particular, they will tell you if the touch has enhanced the exchange or hindered it. You only stare when you compliment her beauty, since this works best. Let her know she blows you away, that you apologize for not being able to control yourself and it would be better if you leave. This has her begging you to stay. You have overwhelmed her. You then look away, seemingly embarrassed that her beauty took your will away. Always keep your body powerful, and sit as if you are fascinated and fascinating. You will also whisper in her ears. This commands her attention more fully and creates a little world that is only for the two of you. By this, your mouth is perilously close to hers, it is intimate, yet easy for her to accept. Make sure you always compliment her shoes. Women love that. Women adore having their clothes and looks noticed and complimented. However, It is all in how you say it and do it. Tell her she is intelligent, has a wonderful sense of style, a beautiful smile, or a nice necklace. Find something to praise about her. If you have an appointment to meet her at a cafe, just make sure you do not wait more than 15 minutes minimum to 30 minutes maximum for her arrival. This will help your self-respect, and let her know, if she shows up late and you are not there, that she should be on time in the future, and respect your time just as she wants hers respected. Never call women back to ask why they were late or if they are showing up. It makes you look desperate, and may make it look like you are handing your power over to your date. I am a regular Joe like you who has struggled, but now I love to teach others how to overcome their limitations, learn about themselves, and interact with women. People do not expect that I have ways with women, but 80.2% of the time, it is women who buy me drinks and dinner. My last girlfriend, Jezebel, who lived with me for 5.5 years, was a woman you would not expect to see with me. She was much younger than I was, and was very aware of her beauty. Although this relationship did not work out, I learned to be a better man, a better partner. I taught her about her independence. Like I mentioned in Chapter 1. 4 steps, people have called me Don Juan, because I do not have the looks of a ladies' man. I am husky, I stutter and have a lisp like a snake when I talk, but I have confidence. I stand up straight and am always myself. I always use a woman's mind and her eyes. The best orgasm you can give a woman is in her mind. I always control myself so as not to give myself too quickly, sexually. I focus on having their mind be stimulated first before the rest of their body. I will let her wait days, weeks, or even months, before I move to the next level. When I do not feel like making the first move, I just make sure she notices that I am checking her out. I smile, wink and wave. Flirting is in how you move your body and the facial expressions you use rather than what you say. To your amazement, 72.3% of the time, she will smile and come to you. Section 1. Separation. By slowly isolating a woman, you make her more vulnerable to your influence. Her isolation may be physiological. By filling her field of vision with the pleasurable attention you are paying her, you block out everything else in her mind. She sees and thinks of you only. Physically, you are also taking her away from her normal milieu, friends, family, and home. You gave her the sense of being marginalized, in limbo. She is leaving one world behind while entering another. Once she has isolated herself this way, she no longer has outside support. In her confusion, she is easily led astray, as Jezebel was with me. She is lured to your lair, where nothing is familiar to her. You give her all the freedom she wants, yet she never will take it. Most guys will not give women the time or space to worry about, suspect, or resist them. You will flood her with the kind of attention that crowds out all other thoughts, concerns, and problems. Women secretly yearn to be led astray by someone who knows where they are going. I could go deeper into this, but this is one subject that I wish I'd never experienced. You end up making enemies with their families and their friends. It is better to work at having them accept you, so you can all keep an eye on each other. The choice is always yours, if you want to use this approach. Section 2. Perplex. You pretend to be surer of yourself than you really are. You do not want others to glimpse that doubting self within you. In truth, your egos and personalities are much more fragile than they appear to be. They cover up feelings of confusion and emptiness. Do you agree on this? You must never mistake a woman's appearance for reality. 98% of women lack a sense of completeness, and feel that there is something missing deep inside. Once you bring their doubts and anxieties to the surface, they can be led, moreover, lured to follow you. Only once they see what they are missing will this work. Once you show them their inner emptiness, they will be able to focus on you as the man that can help fill that empty space. Make them question their identity, and let them feel that, by comparison, their lives are boring or their friends are less interesting than they had thought. She will see and feel the boredom of her life, and then she will see you as her salvation. Women prefer to feel that if their life is uninteresting, it is not because of them but because of their circumstances, or the dull friends they know. Once she feels comfortable with you, aim your arrow. You must work on her mind as a mental seduction. You must confuse or stir her up as an emotional seduction. Now your time is the physical seduction. By this point, she is weak and ripe with desire. By showing a little coldness or lack of interest, you will spark panic and she will come after you with impatience and erotic energy. To bring her to a boiling point, you are required to put her mind to sleep while you heat up her senses. It is best to lure her into lust by sending certain loaded signals that will get under her skin and spread sexual desire like a poison. The moment to strike, or move in for the kill is when she is brimming with desire, but not consciously expecting the climax to come. If you are after a serious relationship, then you must constantly reseduce her, creating tension and releasing it. In the beginning, when she is ripe with desire and interest, when perhaps she is expecting you to make your move, take a step back. You just unexpectedly get distant, friendly but no more than that, and certainly not sexual. Let this sink into her for a day or two. Your withdrawal will trigger anxiety. The only way to relieve this anxiety is to pursue and possess you. Step back now and enjoy the show. She will fall into your arms like ripe fruit from a blind force of gravity that will draw her to you. The more she participates, the more her willpower is engaged, and the deeper the erotic effect. You have taught her to use her own seductive power on you. When she responds, the tables will turn and she will pursue you with desperate energy. Once they wake up and sense that you might be leading them on, and that you are enjoying it, they might want to end it quickly. Have a cool, nonchalant air of calmness and withdrawal, but make it subtle. Men's weakness is the physical visual. Section 3. The aftermath. With women, you need to maintain some mystery, to keep a distance, so that in your absence she becomes obsessed with you. She may realize she is falling for you, nevertheless she must never suspect how much of this has come from your manipulation. A well-timed display of your weakness, of how emotional you have become under her influence, will help cover your tracks. To excite her and make her highly emotional, you must give her the feeling that she is actually creating some of the fantasies you have stirred in her imagination. By giving her only a part of the fantasy, you will keep her coming back for more. Focusing your attention on her, so that the rest of the world fades away, even taking her on trips, will lead her astray. In the aftermath of your success, the emotions may suddenly swing in the opposite direction, toward lassitude, distrust, and disappointment. So beware of the long, drawn-out goodbyes. If she is insecure, she will cling and claw, and as a result you will both suffer. If you must part, make the sacrifice swift and sudden. If necessary, deliberately break the spell you have created. If you are to stay in this relationship, think twice. A flagging of energy and a creeping familiarity will spoil the fantasy. If it is to continue, a second seduction is required. Never let her take you for granted. Use absence, create pain as well as conflict, and keep the seduced on tender hooks. Section 4. Unconditional. Seduction is like warfare, and is often a game of distance as well as closeness. At first, you track her from a distance. Your main weapons are your eyes, along with a mysterious manner. The key is to make your look short and to the point, then look away. Make your eyes reveal desire, and keep the rest of your face still, without a smile. Once she is heated up, you quickly bridge the distance. You give her no room to withdraw, no time to think about or to consider the position in which you have placed her. Take her element of fear out of this. Use flattery, make her feel more feminine, and praise her charm. Let her feel that it is her fault, not in a bad way, that you have become so physical, even aggressive. Her lips, her eyes, and her skin drive you crazy. There is no greater physical lure to make her feel alluring. Words are important, because they have a great deal of power to confuse, distract, and boost her vanity. Nevertheless, what is most seductive in the end is what you do not say, what you communicate indirectly. Gestures, thoughtful gifts, and little details seem much more real. It is much more charming than lofty words of love, precisely because it speaks for itself, and lets her read more into it than is there. Never tell her what you are feeling. Let her guess it in your looks and gestures. That is the most convincing language. A big mistake is being too nice. At first, she may perhaps find your kindness charming, but it will soon grow monotonous to her. You will seem like you are working too hard to please her. As a result, you will seem insecure. Instead of overwhelming her with niceness, work on inflicting some pain. Lure her in with focused attention, and then change direction, appearing suddenly uninterested. Making up is their goal. You can return to being kind as well as having her weak at the knees. The excitement of fearing loss is erotic. What you want is the ability to move her into the direction you want her to go. However, if she suspects that she is acting under your influence, she will become resentful and turn against you. In the opening stage, you can make her think she came to you, she made the first move. With this, she will have no resentment, no perverse counter-reaction, and no paranoia. To have her come to you requires giving her space. There are many ways. You can have her notice you in different places yet never approach her. You will get her attention this way. Moreover, if she wants to bridge the gap, she will have to come to you. Spend a great deal of time around women, for instance at a yoga class, a beauty spa, etc. You can quickly learn what pleases them. With this, you can learn to mirror them in subtle ways, which will put them at ease. When you mirror them, they will sense the effort you are making, and will find it flattering. If you choose one of them, separate her from the rest. Make it seem as though there is nothing else in your life but her mood, her spirit, her taste. The more you focus on her, the deeper the spell you weave. You will have an intoxicating effect on her vanity. A lot of you have difficulty reconciling who you are right now, with whom you want to be. You are disappointed that you have compromised your youthful ideals. You still imagine yourself as that person who had so much promise, but whose circumstances prevented from realizing it. So when you mirror her, do not stop with who she is, but enter her spirit of the ideal person she wanted to be. This is the best gift you can give her. It will make her feel better about herself. You are bringing her back to life by reflecting yourself back to her. Only few can resist such a lure. Unconditional love is rare as well as hard to find, yet it is what we all crave. You either experienced it once or wished you had. You must charm women's minds through romantic talk, and turn on her body through sensual play. When you are able to awaken all of her senses at once, a multiplier effect creates a wonderful sexual mood. By giving her what she wants, she will give you what you want. Touching her through back rubs and massages and cuddling usually does this. Women have a much keener sense of smell than men do. This can work to your advantage in setting the mood, if you ask her what her favorite scents are, so you can burn incense or get scented oils, to fill your room with her favorite odors. However, it can also work against you. Your armpit may stink of sweat, or you may have rotting food in your fridge. Set a bath for her, and feed her what she loves to eat, like grapes or chocolate, for it will warm up her mouth and drive her wild. The ecstatic feeling women get is similar to how they feel during sex. A candlelit room or having your lights down low will convey a softness that will create a romantic mood. The right soft music or natural sound helps the right mood. Play her favorite love song. Pay attention to every little detail in your environment. See that everything is in place. Women love to be pampered this way. Section 5. Validation. One of the biggest mistakes men make is looking for validation by women. They live as if women's opinion of them is what matters, rather than their self-respect and self-esteem. This is so untrue. This will rob you of your self-confidence. Learn to validate yourself by first finding a way to be in love with yourself and your own life, for only you can create your own life. Just like women will not go out of their way to bring you sex, life does not go out of its way to bring you success in life. Do you agree so far? It is your full responsibility to make your life the way you want it to be. If you want success in your life or with women, Then make long-term goals no matter how slowly it may seem to progress. Once you do this, you will get your validation from who you are, rather than from women or others. Once you are on your way to being satisfied and successful in your life, you will be successful with women. Money does not make you happy or successful, it's how you feel about yourself and who you are that will. I am a little ashamed and embarrassed with no regrets, but I will use myself again as an example. In the 5.5 years I was with Jezebel, it was her who was mostly supporting me. She was paying for everything. I was twice her age, totally out of shape, bad teeth, and average in the looks department. I was with her from the age of 39, when she was 18, until I was 45, when she was 24. So please do not use money and looks as an excuse for not getting women. People assumed I was financially taking care of Jezebel. In fact, we had a great life partying while it lasted. From that experience, I have learned that women are attracted to men who have fire and passion in their lives. Women want to be a part of your life when they see and feel that life inspires you. Nevertheless, if the woman is cold, then move on to the next woman and don't take it personally. I do not believe you want that kind of woman in your life. Better to know before than after. Section 6. Helping hand. Always open the door for a lady. Take her coat when you go out, help her with her coat, when she puts it back on, make sure she sits at the table before you, and do not start eating a meal before she does. If your date gets upset because of equal rights, don't react. Be consistent with the beliefs I am giving you. When you are out with your date, only have eyes for her. As a guy, you constantly make it obvious when you are looking at other women on the street, in malls, bars, clubs, restaurants, and anywhere else. Women are more discreet when they look at other men. This is perfectly natural, but guys, do not do it while on a date, for you do not know how to be discreet. Be affectionate and touch her while you are softly speaking with her, for women love this. Let her know how delightful it is to look at her, and that she looks more beautiful tonight than you have seen her before. Then thank her. What is good about this is that you are thanking her, complimenting and acknowledging her. You cannot be me, nor can I be you, so you must do this in your own unique style. Always touch her softly, you want her to be frequently reminded that you are interested in her. Hold her hand, touch her face, her hair, run your fingers down her neck, do all of these lightly. Also touch her back and waist, but not her breasts, butt, or thighs, you save those for once you are kissing her very deeply. Make sure you always, and I mean always, pay attention to her response, for it is crucial that you are respectful, and do not upset her if she is uncomfortable. Do not ever lie to your date about compliments, overdoing it or underdoing it, but be truthful. Women can spot insincerity a mile away, and will hold it against you. So, compliment her on things most guys would not notice about her. This will impress her. Compliment her shoes, clothes, eyes, smile, her hands, hair, an intelligent remark she made, her presence, and so on. Are you following me on this so far? Always come out confident, not cocky and overconfident. Women want to know that you are comfortable with yourself and not apologetic for whom you are. Take her opinions seriously and always include her in the decision-making process. Men are well known for not listening to, or caring about what women think and feel, and for seeing it as nagging or demanding. It is natural to feel this way. However, do not. She trusts you by opening up to you. Section 7. Being in control. Most women, when they are upset, just want someone to listen to them, and that someone is you. However, whatever you do, do not become her psychotherapist. You are not there to be her girlfriend and give her advice, but to just listen to her without interrupting and working to fix her problem. By doing this, you will avoid hearing, "Sorry, I only like you as a friend." She will calm down quickly, and most likely melt in your arms. If you want to help her, you can repeat back what you heard her say word for word. It will give you the opportunity to clarify anything you might have misunderstood, and to show her that you were truly listening. Do not be upset with her for opening up to you. She knows she is taking a huge risk telling you what is on her mind. By getting this off her chest, she will feel more relaxed and connected to you. She might also be testing you, to see who you truly are. So thank her for opening up to you, behave as a gentleman, and respond like a caring person. She will trust you more, and will most likely want to sleep with you. Remember, 1. Listen. 2. Repeat it back to her. 3. Thank her. 4. Apologize if you upset her. If you feel you can't handle this, then you have 2 choices. 1 is just to say goodbye and walk away. 2 is just to tell her directly that you want to fuck. Just be blunt. If you can handle this, then after thanking her, start complimenting her to end the whole thing, when you feel you are both getting upset. By doing this, you will be able to move on to something more fun and alive. She will appreciate it and be impressed. Section 8. Chemistry. Your first kiss with your date is the same as your first time having sex. You have to prime her properly, and it should be totally natural and easy. The problem here is that you believe that the first kiss is difficult. I will tell you it is not. It is the work that leads up to it that you must pay attention to. Too many of you do not want to work at achieving your goals, and want everything to fall into your lap. So wake up from your dream world. To get her closer to you, you must be romantic. When the chemistry is there, take my word, you will know it, and it will feel right. No matter when it comes, just go for that kiss. This can be any time during or near the end of the date. If you did not get her signal yet, then do the touch and eye contact system. Touch her casually, and see how she responds. If she pulls away, do not feel offended, just briefly keep touching her, and make sure to keep your romantic conversation going. If she really pulls away a second time, then I recommend that you get up like a true gentleman, smile sincerely, and let her know that you are not offended by her rejection, and that you hope she doesn't take it personally, but it would be better to cut the date short. Thank her for her time, and wish her good luck. Let her know clearly that your time is valuable, and that you cannot waste it on those that do not appreciate your company. Nor do you want to waste her time. Now, if she is receptive, you have just challenged her, you will notice her skin start to flush, her eyes will get glossy, and those are just only 2 of her positive signs. At this moment, if the 2 of you are in a very deep, sensual, soft, hating conversation, you will slowly move your face, with your lips ever closer to her lips, as if to kiss her. Both your voices will get softer, your breath will come in short gasps, and she will move closer to you with her face and lips. Her lips will be just at the tip of your mouth, and then, just in the last moment, before your lips are about to touch, you back away. This always surprises women, and the question they ask themselves is, why? This always seals your deal for the real kiss. You would hesitate, look confused, and wait a few minutes. You then surprise her, abruptly grabbing her with both hands by the back of her neck, and then kissing her smack on her mouth, as if you were under a spell. You then move away, and look ashamed for not controlling yourself. You will apologize for your behavior. This will take her by surprise once again. In this moment, you then let her know that her eyes and lips drove you insane, and hypnotized you. This will make her feel empowered, sexy, and very flattered. You would let her know by insisting that it would be better that you should leave, while shaking your head in disbelief, with your head down low and glancing briefly into her eyes. She, on the other hand, will be overwhelmed and want you to stay, so you will add that you are very sorry and hug her goodbye. While you hug her, you shall gently kiss her softly on her forehead, eyelids, and her face. If she shivers, laughs, giggles, and then smile, you will then go again for her lips. Do these moves, do not try these moves. Or as Yoda would say, try not. Do or do not. There is no try. So remember, the apology. Act as if you are about to kiss her, however holding back. Make sure the chemistry is there. End of Chapter 6. Scope. Stay tuned for Chapter 7. On Daughters and Women.